Good afternoon, lads. It is I. I'm just going to get some music real fast. Oh my god, why are these playlists... Oh, it's so annoying. Where are their playlists? Well, their fucking playlists are gone. Oh wait, no they aren't. God. It's constantly breaking their playlists. So annoying. Right. Okay. That should be that, I think. Oh. Hang on. One second. I swear these bars just don't fucking work. Suck. They really do. And you can't just easily like increment them. You can't just press a button and just you have to delete the goal and then start tracking it again. It's just very annoying. But either way, I am going to start work today on a on a character for my NPC book. It is a little later in the afternoon than I would normally be starting this, but I was in the shower and I was faffing around with some stuff. So here we are. It's 2 o'clock. And I also want to do a live reading of the Magic story today. I'm not sure how well it's gonna go or how good it's gonna be, but I want to do it. All right, I forgot to turn my bot on. The bot's on now. Well, it's turning on. It's in the process of... Right. So, for those who are sort of new, basically the impetus of these streams is just to get me to work, really. My music taste is very eclectic, though, so... Yeah, it's basically I like what I like. I have genres that I'm generally more of a fan of than not, but even then, nice. I'll say the I tend to like gravitate towards, when I'm working at least. Oh, that is my my Ravenloft book. There's Van Richten's pocketbook to Ravenloft. I released it at the end of July, I think. Time is weird. I actually have to go. I actually have to like go and look up when that book came out because. I feel like it was the end of July, but either way, basically it is a book about sort of expanding Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. I think I have it next to me here. I was going to try and hold it up for effect, but I have to move a bunch of things around to do it. Come on, you bastard. There we go. Here, Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. Basically just a very heavily expanded. There are some character options. There is a couple subclasses. There is a new lineage in there. And there's some more domains. That's five new ones. I'm very proud of that book. Came out a couple months ago. And let me actually find out when this bloody thing came out, because I swear it was the end of July, but for all I know, yep, July 30th. Okay, it just feels like it's been a lot longer. August was a very long, arduous month. But yeah, I say that was that's Van Richten's sort of written by myself, published by Christian Zuch. This Europog, and then here Phil Swift is kind of covering covering it. Hey, and I will, there you go. Aha. Whereas I probably should have put that in the stream title, as, you know, the whole... I always forget to do that. I say the, certainly some of the subclasses players might be interested in taking a look at. The race provides, like, it's the Lycan, so it provides rules for werewolf lycanthropy. Because the werewolf rules in 5e are things that players should never be given, because it's just free resistances, or free immunities, free damage immunities, and free stats. It's just like, no, you make it a race. But yeah, saying, I think, stuff you could steal for Curse of Strahd. I feel like there's probably some, like, plot points or characters you could probably nab for Curse of Strahd. But, yeah, so the Lycan would definitely be good for once the players get to sort of start interacting with the werewolves, because the way the lineage rules work in Van Richten's is they just supersede your race. You replace your racial statistics with the races of the lineage, but you keep, like, your ASIs and like the stuff that actually matters. You know, like your ability score improvements is the only thing about your race that really matters statistically. Unless you're Yuan T or some shit and you got magic resistance, but that's a whole other problem. But yeah, so I'm very, very proud of that book. I say, I listen to all this music off of a playlist. Like, you're welcome to post it. I'll probably give it a listen in my own time, but I probably won't play it on stream just because this playlist is no hassle. Right. Statistics. I'm just going through and adding all my headings, and then I'll explain what the fuck it is I'm doing. This is Stream Beats by Harris Heller. Basically, Harris Heller is a Chad, and he writes music that he lets people use on their stream, and presumably collects the Spotify money, which is cool. It's not royalty free per se, but you have to put, like, I like in my about section somewhere on Twitch, I have to say, like, oh, I'm using this music, but ostensibly I can use it on stream if I want. But yeah, it's realistically, like, a lot of game soundtracks and stuff you can get away with, but I can't be asked to curate a list of that. Like, you know, I can't be bothered to curate a list of game soundtracks that I can and can't use. It's like, no, I'll just use this playlist. Like, it, you know, it is kind of a problem that I know basically every single song on this 11-hour playlist pretty much off by heart, because I've been listening to it for a year. But whatever, right? You know, it's not really a big deal. I'm just filling in all the things I need to fill in, all like that, because I didn't get a chance to do this before I started, because, well, I was faffing around with nonsense. Right. So what this is a piece of a book I'm looking at releasing in the next couple of months. It's called Angela's Mortal Manual, and basically it's a book of NPCs. Book of NPCs you can use. Some of them are sort of like background NPCs. Some of them are like, oh, you know, like local powerful allies. Some of them are, you know, villains. It's a whole sort of eclectic bunch. Sort of a mixture of, you know, benefactor, you know, background, you know, higher level NPC allies, fellow adventurer characters, and then, like, villain tier dudes. And this character here is sort of somewhere between the fellow adventurer and villain tier, in that he is a doctor. He is a doctor of medicine, but he's also a necromancer. Basically, the impetus of his character is that he is suffering from a debilitating disease that he does not have a grasp of, and healing magic seems to have little to no effect on. And he's basically going around trying to become strong enough to cure himself or to understand the disease that he has. And, the best way to do that is to, what school of magic is probably best suited for healing or fucking around with disease. It's necromancy. And he was basically his field of expertise is being like a mortician, but he's also like a pretty capable GP, which medieval period or sort of medieval Renaissance period is what most D&D campaigns take place in. Only sort of big history nuts go for proper medieval age realism, which is fine, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with doing it or not doing it. It's some people like it, some people don't, and that's the way that is. The idea of just a doctor, he's just a guy and he can say do this and you will feel better is pretty out of the ordinary for the time period anyway. He just so happens to be lawful evil, and you'll sort of me writing it will help people get sort of a crux of his character. So I'm just gonna explain his character in totality. Yes, right. Let me just Google something real fast. Travels the countryside in his black stagecoach. Say welcome in. Seeking work and knowledge. Seeking knowledge and study so as to better understand. I'm gonna fix that typo in a second. Tall, wiry human man in his early 30s with pallid apparently I can't spell sunken, with pallid sunken skin. Neatly parted black hair. Green eyes. Hang on a second. Pale green eyes are supported by dark framed glasses. Pale green eyes are supported by dark framed glasses. I always struggle to sort of like piece this together in a way that isn't just the exact fucking same every time. Because the main things you need to describe about a person is like height, sort of perceived age, build, you know, like skin, eye, hair color, and like everything else can kind of be, you know, there will be art in the book, and everything else can be, you know, determined from the art. You don't need to describe someone's facial structure when they can literally just look and see it with their eyes. They just don't need to do that. Right, let me just So my hope at least is to finish this, or well, to do basically all of this sans the statistics section today. That's my hope anyways. Where is... oh, there we go. And several layers of cloth. Oh god, I can't fucking spell today. What is the a pale undershirt? A waistcoat and a long black rain resistant duster. Is a serious... what is the word I'm thinking of? A serious, eloquent man. A problem to be solved. Ugh. is. Character comes across as macabre and insensitive. Wastes his time on minced words. Or waste time on minced words. Right. So terrible illness and famine. Trying to become a healer at a young age. Studied? Yeah, that's how you spell studied, right? It looked weird, and I was like, that's not how you spell studied, but it's like, no, it is. I am exhausted today for some reason. Oh. I realize I have like 3 characters in this book. They're all written to have, or 4 actually, that have been written to go to prestigious universities. I don't think it's necessarily a problem. There's like 25 characters in this book, and it just so happens that 4 of them have been to a good university. It's not really a big deal. I think I'm reading into it too much. I think it's also because I've written all those characters in a very short space of time with one another. 2 of which I've done off stream, just because, you know, I'm not going to stream everything that I do on here. Plus, some of those characters are like, you know, they're not just like a simple writing job. Some of them are like, I've got to handle like a slightly sensitive thing, and I don't really want to like stream me like attempting to like address something that could be sensitive, and as if I fuck it up on stream, even if I fix it, you know, it still makes me look like a bit of a twat. Or could anyway, I don't know. But I place a prestigious university of the sciences, studying as a doctor. As an anatomist, and a doctor. Graduated with honors at the age of 24. Had begun having soon opened a small practice. He brought modern methods of medicine to people who had never heard of such things. I think you spell surmised. Oh, surmised. I thought it was just S-U-M, and it's S-U-R-M. No, surmised is without evidence, isn't it? That's not. That he believed were more efficient. Had evidence to believe were. He had evidence to believe were more efficient. Yeah, there we go. I like that. It makes it seem like he's not just being like, oh, I think this is probably better, so I'm just gonna do this instead. It's more the, no, I have you know, substantive evidence to suggest that my methods of doing things are better, so I'm gonna do my thing. And it's probably just like, you know, like further developing, you know, instead of washing your hands, you wash up to your elbow kind of thing. You know, I don't know. Stuff like that. His health began to deteriorate. Take a carriage. Brought a son from his family. I took it to local healers. So, basically, this is his disease. Basically, it's treated as very non-specific, but if you sort of think about it a little bit, it kind of makes sense as to what it is. He's coughing blood. He's tired. He's breathing is difficult, and that obviously points to, his lungs are failing. Why is disease treatment not working? Because it's not a disease. It's cancer, basically. Doesn't matter how much fancy medieval nonsense and special magic you have. Cancer isn't a disease. It's you trying to kill you. It's you that stopped being you and is trying to kill you. That is ostensibly what it is. And certainly my understanding of magic is it's, like healing magic, like lesser restoration cures diseases, greater restoration I think doesn't, surprisingly. I think regenerate maybe cures diseases, but either way, lesser restoration cures diseases. That much I know for a fact. It's like killing microbes and viruses and, little bacterias and shit like that. That's what it does. In like a scientific-y sense. When your lungs are just deciding like, hey, we're just gonna just die, you can't really stop that. If you kill it, then you're just killing lungs even more. That's the sort of the thing here, and if readers can infer that, then sweet, then I've done my job. And if they can't, then that's not the end of the world, is it? I don't want to spell it out for people either. I want to because the DM can make that decision. If they come to that conclusion, then so be it. If they don't, then it's a weird disease, a funny disease. Oh well, specifically not very funny because he's dying, but, No, sate is the wrong word here. Spent the last of his coin on a fine. On a pair of draft horses. He traveled the nations, or just far and wide. You can find treatment. Pay in coin, food, water, or knowledge. Whatever they could offer. So yeah, like he's the kind of guy that's, you know, like his thing is that whilst he's owed something for his time and his resources, he's not gonna just not heal like a dying beggar just because he doesn't have any money. Like he's not the American healthcare system. Like, you know, he's he's gonna help you. But you know, if you have something to give him, then he's gonna, you know, like even if you're like a farming family who have literally no money because you don't need it. You know, they don't have money because they actively don't trade in money that far out of like civilization. They just trade in goods and services. You know, he'd be like, you know, can you pay me in something, some food that'll, you know, get me to the next city? You know, you have some wool. Can I have some of your wool so I can trade it on and make a bit of a profit? You know, he's if you've got nothing to give him, then he's not going to leave you. You know, he's not going to leave you hanging out to dry. But he's going to expect something off of you because, you know, his job is hard. He's a doctor. He deserves to get paid. Bought or snuck his way. Found nothing on his ailment. In his travels, he came across... Oh, got my neck. In his travels, he came across terms of magic. Smoke and mirror. Within a year. Hearing a dying crime lord. This is proving to be very, very long, but I feel like a lot of it is almost, it's not crucial information, but I think it's I think it's very useful. Hopes of curing his sickness. He's currently digging up the dead in search of another. An increasing pile of fetid corpses. That's his animated servants. So that's the necromancer part comes in. I think it's a little rushed in the necromancer bit at the end, but again, it's one of those things where it's a first draft. I can always go back and fucking change it later if it's shit or I don't like it. I'm liking this. I'm happy with how this has gone. We're going for about 50 minutes, and I've got the hard bits. I got the hard bit out of the way, and I just kind of kept going until it was done. It was really great doing this on stream because I can't get distracted by anything. Like, you know, if I'm like talking to people in chat, that's fine, you know, like, but the thing, you know, it sucks is, you know, like scrolling through fucking Reddit or something, and it's like, I could be doing literally anything else and it would be more productive than what I'm doing right now. Oh, mindless. For mindless disease. A broad vocabulary of obscure words. Oh, wait. To most accurately convey my thoughts. No, that's words. So as to most accurately convey my thoughts. You're all entitled to wellness. That feels like a good idea. I don't know, ideal even. And you might think that, like, all of this so far, like, there's no way this man is lawful evil. And in reality, it really depends on how you view him. It's kind of he is lawful evil, borderline lawful neutral. You know, he is a grave robber. You know, he will go into a village and heal the sick and the dying, and then rob their grave before he leaves. It really depends. His position really does depend. As a man on borrowed time. Personal code of healing. Performs morally dubious actions. As victimless grave robbing. As a necessary evil. May see the doctor. Is a distinctive. And as a clinic. Who he treats. I do love this. Berthold's black stagecoach is, when traveling, Berthold's black stagecoach is a distinctive icon that serves as both a home, a place to store his supplies, and as a clinic. The stagecoach is driven by Weiner, a bandage-wrapped man in a heavy coat, scarf, and hat that lets off a constant, overwhelming stink of strong herbs. Berthold claims that Weiner is a leper who he treats for the cost of acting as his driver. He treats as best he can for the cost of acting as his driver. But in reality, Weiner is a zombie, animated by Berthold's animated dead spell. So yeah, that's a fucking, it's been like 10 minutes and we've written like all of this. It's like 300 words. I'm on a fucking roll. How many words have I written? That's 1,000 words. This is cracked 1,000 words. By the time we're done, we've written 1,500 words in a day. Look at me go. And then I'm also going to write the stat block this evening as well in my own time. That's fucking nuts. That's the fastest I've gone through one of these so far. Obviously, I'm going to have like an extra section. And this extra section is going to be Berthold's sickness. Okay. I had a feeling that Berthold was actually going to be like really difficult to write, but no, like not at all. Right, the quest prompts need like 6 of them. It's sort of the target number anyway. It's oh, mysterious doctor that came through town. Of all its recent dead. Reports a break-in. Also, traumatized night guard babbles about the Black Doctor. Need 2 more. These almost write themselves, but it's... Well, the first 3 did. I was just like, wow, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, this is easy. But it's always the last 2. Really, really hard. But I want to do 6, you know. See, I don't want to, like, cop out and it's like, oh, 4 quest prompts. And it's just like, no, it's not. It's hardly anything. Preferably intact. Let me just look at other spells and magic items. I'm getting backlit, and it looks terrible. It's very annoying. Does regenerate cure diseases? No. Let me go look at like cleric spells or whatever. Nope. By the true resurrection spell, the condition. Or lesser magic. The condition persists inside of him. Because it's not a disease, and affects the cure diseases don't do shit. Oh, heal cures diseases. Now, let me do this, because it is really bright out there, and it is... There we go, you can see me much better now. Colours are a lot more muted, but whatever. Oh, welcome in, welcome in. Just doing some writing at the moment. I think I will probably only do 4 entries for this one, though, because, if anything, actually... the only way in which Berthold can be cured is through a wish spell. Through a wish spell, or dying and being resurrected by a reincarnate spell, similar magic. Which Berthold would rather avoid. Oh, the screen is too bright. I look like a ghost. Let's fix that. So yeah, we are kind of just almost done in like an hour and 20 minutes, which is nuts. Because I'm going to do the statistics in my own time. And after this, I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to read the magic story, because it looks very good. So yeah, it's all good, it's all good. I'll probably be doing more of this coming week, or not even, I probably will be. I will be, because I have work to do. I may do some more tomorrow. It really depends on, because I'm streaming anyway tomorrow, so I'm not sure if I'll get the opportunity. And on Monday I'll be doing more D&D stuff. I'll be trying, not necessarily succeeding. I'll be trying to finish the Mystic redesign I've been working on for God knows how long. Hang on, I just need to message somebody. Sure thing. So I'm messaging somebody about a project I'm working on at the moment. Hang on. I'll read your thing in a minute. Sorry, I'm wrestling with something at the moment. Okay, rogue subclass. Sure thing. I'll say the like drop a link to like a Google Doc or something. I'll take a gander at it. I'll write the Angela. Yeah, Angela's notes. The last thing left to do. One thing to note is rogue subclasses don't gain features at level 5. It's the first thing I can note. Get a screen capture real fast. I don't think replacing abilities is something that should necessarily be done. Especially given, yeah, no, you shouldn't be replacing low-level abilities to get new, probably worse abilities. Hidden Arsenal, this should just be whenever you do sneak attack damage, you do bonus damage over time. Like that, yeah, I would take a look at Phantom Rogue from Tasha's. To see how they sort of like go about making sneak attack do more. This I would say is kind of unnecessary, mostly just because you just take expertise and persuasion. Especially because once you get to 11th level, reliable talent means you'll never need to use this ability again. Because if you have proficiency in persuasion or deception or whatever, then you'll never be able to, and a decent charisma, you'll never be able to roll below like a 20. So this ability just immediately becomes unusable from like 11th onwards. So yeah, this I would say is unnecessary. This is, I think the mastery is not at all necessary. Just having an amount of damage over time, probably similar, not necessarily similar to the way that Phantom's Wails from the Grave does it, because that is very different. It's like a bonus action, like do half your sneak attack to someone else thing, but it could be a good sort of point of reference of making them sort of poisoned, or well, not poison, it's a bad idea because I'll just be immune, everything's immune to poison, but making it just do a little bit of extra damage on their next turn that ramps up. But oh, thank you very much. Oh god, it just launched everything.
Cow jam, cow jam, cow jam, cow jam.
Oh, what a list. It says cow jam? Hell yeah. Yeah, this feels very awkward. Honestly, I think just the damage over time is fine for a third level feature, and maybe like a fluff ability, like maybe a free proficiency or something like that, or just like a little just a fluff ability to represent you being like a royal assassin. This feels weird. Especially, yeah, no, you shouldn't be getting free feats. That's 100% not. That's a 3.5 design, which is not something that's in 5th edition like at all. And generally, I'm very much against the this isn't a part of 5e design. But it's less a case of this isn't something 5e hasn't done before. It's more a thing of 5e explicitly doesn't do this, because as much as they shouldn't be, feats are technically an optional rule. So just baking them into a class is not something that is done within the game, and it is for a reason. Especially because feats are really strong, and if someone wants a feat, then they'll just take one. if they have the stats for it. Hell, if they don't have the stats for it, people very often just go, oh, I don't need 20 strength right now or whatever, and just take Great Weapon Master. Not that's a good decision, mind you, but they often do. This feels like a higher level ability of, like, just, you know, getting to automatically crit on someone feels... I mean, yeah, this kind of just overlaps with Assassin, like, a lot. So 7th level, this is very much stepping on Assassin's toes as well. Assassin gets disguise-based abilities. And also, this is very strange in the way that this works. If you roll intelligence, there's no DC. Yeah, this I would say cut this, because this is just stepping on, like, both of these I think should go. They're stepping on Assassin's toes, like, a lot. Effects that last for a set number of rounds are not a 5e thing because they're a tracking nightmare. If I ever see like Wizards release something, which they haven't done in 5e, thank Christ, is they haven't done the it is for rogue, I think. I'm fairly certain this is a rogue subclass. Let me just double check that. I'm like, oh, it isn't? I thought rogue was 3rd, 7th, 11th. Yeah, oh yeah, it's 9th. So yeah, no, these are 9th level, and these are 13th level. Yeah, again, it's that's the thing, is you're not going to be the one tracking this if you're playing this. You're going to be the DM. The DM is going to have to track how long that debuff lasts for, and you basically everything that you make, you have to assume that someone who's never seen it before in their life is going to have to use it, and that's how you make stuff that is, like, rules compliant and works. Because if, like, regardless of how you feel about something, there might be a lot of things that people are just, like, never going to grasp for one reason or another. I mean, yeah, say your group. Yeah, like, if it works for your group, then that's fine. But again, just have this last a minute and let them make a save at the end of each of their turns. It's much simpler. It's an unnecessary amount of workload that breaks the design conventions of the system. And the system has a design convention that works better anyway. So I would just go with that. Like, it lasts a minute. A single target your choice. This needs to have an opportunity cost. Like, is this an action? Is it a bonus action? Is it when you do sneak attack damage to someone? And presumably all its rolls means attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws. If so, that needs to be on there. And a -5 to all of them is pretty significant to have no initial save, especially given that you can do this as many times as you want. So this needs to have a set number of uses. It needs to have a save that you can make it. Either you can use it once per once per short rest. Never mind. Yeah. So yeah, no, that's fine. But yeah, given it should last a minute, and they save at the end of each of their turns, and I would argue it should probably be a dice that they take away from their roll as opposed to just a flat 5. The game generally doesn't do, like, numeral subtraction from. They do a lot of addition to rolls, or to rolls. No, it's mostly dice. But I don't know. But yeah, this should be 9th. This is stepping on Assassin's toes too much, and same as so is this here. Kinda, yeah. There's a lot of like 3.5 stuff in here, I think. Your AoV kills at least so much. Deal plus dex damage half of the previous turn's damage from the next turn. I think I understand what goring is, and it seems to just kind of step on Hidden Arsenal's. It kind of steps on its own toes by just making a better version of Hidden Arsenal. I would cut this and make Hidden Arsenal scale in some way, because again, that's very much a 5e thing of you get a small number of abilities that get better as you level up, instead of a whole bunch of different abilities that are all incrementally better. I think the good example, again to harken back to 3.5, is there are 9 summon monster spells, one for every level, whereas 5e has, then I would incorporate it into Hidden Arsenal, and in a way that just slightly enhances Hidden Arsenal. I wouldn't have 2 different mechanics that basically do the same thing, of being damage over time. Just make the damage over time of Hidden Arsenal better, at this level, or at 11th level, or no, 13th level, because this is 9th, this is 13th, and then whatever this is going to be 17th, most likely, or this, probably, one or the other. Once every long rest, you can attempt a stealth check on the target, which, if successful, stats. So, problem here is, once you are high level, you have reliable talent, which means you will never fail a stealth check ever, unless it's like against a dragon. Like they're never going to fail it. And also, poison is the worst damage type in the game. There is every single damage type in the game, and then there is poison down, like just off the screen. It's on the floor. It's on the downstairs of my house, right? Like that's how bad it is. Because everything is immune to it. They're immune to the poisoned condition too, which implies they're immune to all poison. If it's poison of any kind, then it's either poison damage or the poison condition. There's no ulterior thing. You can't invent poison but not. Because a potent poisoned needle falls to the ground. They become poisoned, and for the duration they are paralyzed, which is cool, but again, it's everything under the sun is immune to that effect. If it's what this is and what it should be is poisoned and paralyzed, or paralyzed for as long as it is poisoned in this way, which is the general design convention of the system. And if you are 17th level or 13th level, whatever level you decide to give them this, everything and its mother will be immune to it. The only high-level creatures that aren't explicitly immune to poison and the poisoned condition, or just immune to poison, are like dragons, really high-level giants, of which there are very few, and like the Tarrasque, and that's kind of it. Everything else is like a fiend, which all are immune to poison, just flat out. Really high-level constructs. Lots of aberrations, I think, are immune to poison. I may be wrong about that one, but even so, the most common types of high-level monsters, like fiends and liches and shit, are just immune. So this ability, whilst it's cool in the way that it functions, it ostensibly doesn't. It's not going to work on the things you want it to work on. I mean, it's more that it's the condition that it inflicts. If you were to write this in a manner that is rules compliant, it would poison them and then paralyze them for as long as they are poisoned, which is, you can't write that in any other way without going, oh, it's poisoned, but it's not poisoned, because and that kind of trying to hop skip around the rules of the system to force your thing to work generally looks kind of sloppy. And whilst if you're just looking to play this with your home group, that's not necessarily a problem. I think there is also just kind of like a thing of people hate Stunning Strike in 5e, and there's a save against that. Three consecutive... Yeah, so basically they have 3 rounds until they are poisoned. I'm not sure why it's against your stealth, but again, if you're high level, you can't fail a stealth check. Like, you can't. Like, even the Tarrasque with its, like, plus 20 stealth can still pretty easily fail 3 times against your stealth roll, because you're like a 17th level rogue. You have a minimum of plus 17 to stealth, and you are physically incapable of rolling below a 27. Assuming that you've built your character with any degree of competence, and that you've taken expertise in stealth and done literally nothing else. And have 20 dex, I guess. But if you're a rogue without 20 dex at 17th level, then you should probably learn how to play the system a little better, because yikes. But yeah, I think the as with a lot of things, this is a strong idea. I think there's some cool stuff here, but I think there's a lot of it that's very not 5e in the way that it's designed, and a lot of it is kind of hard to decipher. As someone who is well versed in the way wording, like in the 5e style guide, is really important to making your stuff readable, making your stuff look well made. It doesn't matter how balanced your shit is, right? Whether it is or it isn't. It just comes with system knowledge. 5e is... any system is hard to write for. It just... You gotta comply to that style guide. I'm not sure what your... If this is your 4th attempt, then I would wager that this attempt is better than the first, and the 5th attempt will be better than this. I've been doing this for... I've been designing shit for this edition of the game alone for 6 years, but I know for a fact that I could use all of my fancy jargon nonsense, and still completely fail to write anything that wasn't a pile of shit for 3.5. Because it's just a matter of, you can be the best designer in the world or the worst designer in the world, and there probably won't be a huge amount of difference between very early attempts. I'll say thank you very much, follow. Say 5e has very specific design conventions and very specific wording. 5e is designed to be readable to someone who isn't a big rules crunch guy, and it largely succeeds. It largely does a very good job of being that. It is the system, yeah, there are a few things in 5e which are like, why the fuck didn't you keyword this, wizards? Keywording is pretty fucking crucial to games design. Yeah, I would say it isn't. I think it's, you can be into number crunching, that's completely fine. 5e has a good amount of that if you know how to look for it. 5e has a lot of it. Yeah, you don't have to sift through 50 3.5 books and fucking copies of Dragon magazine to do it, but if you know where to look for it, there's a shitload of it in 5e. There's some dumb shit you can do in 5e, as with all games. If you try hard enough, you will break them. But realistically, I look at a lot of homebrew on this stream, a lot, and it's generally people who are not even necessarily new to the system, but new to designing stuff for the system. And it is one of those things where if until you get the language down and the general system conventions, you're not going to make something that feels like it belongs in the system. And I couldn't tell you whether 5e is easier or harder than any other system to write something like that for. But I can tell you it takes a while. Yes. That is crucial. Every so me and Joe like sit down and we design stuff all the time. And one of the things we do is we're like, how the fuck do I word this? How do I word this ability? And then one of us will go, oh, go read this spell, or go read this, wizard feature or rogue feature or whatever. And then we go and read that and we're like, okay, that's how the game words it. So now we have a basis. Because if you ground everything in the way the system is worded, in the way the game is played, automatically your stuff just will be better. Because you'll be sticking to the design conventions and the writing conventions of the system. And even if your stuff is super unbalanced, at that point, it's just numbers. The easy bit is twiddling with numbers until the damage isn't too high or too low or whatever. That's easy. That is actively not challenging. All it takes is a bit of cross-referencing and again checking other stuff, like how much damage does it do, how much does it do too much, does it do too little. That's all that is. Whereas learning the system format and the way things are worded and the way things are properly formatted, the exact noodly interaction between this one thing that I've written and some random other thing in the game. But I'm not sure what inside stacking is, but I think the abilities that combo together is totally fine, but I would argue the two abilities that do ostensibly the same thing yet act in completely different ways is needless complication. Yeah, say like abilities that work together, like a puzzle piece, that's cool. But when you have two abilities that are basically the same piece just with a different corner shape, I find is when it's like, I think my example being that Hidden Arsenal does damage over time and Goring does extra damage on their next turn. Like, they don't really combo together, they just do the same thing. They combo in the sense of more damage equals plus more damage equals more damage. But I would argue that isn't really a combo, that's just two abilities doing ostensibly the same thing. But yeah, like, I agree with the sentiment that ability stacking is good. I personally would argue it doesn't apply here, but that's, whatever. Like, it's not really a big deal. Again, like, I tend to take this shit pretty seriously because I release books with, stuff like this in it. Like, that's what I do. That's what I do with my time. But ostensibly, if you're making things for your home table, as long as it works and other people at your table can read it and understand how it, yeah, I think the main thing is that sneak attack is already really strong. Like, high-level rogues can just, like, point at someone and do 70 points of damage to them. And you add a damage over time onto that, and that's already, like, a lot. But, yeah, I think the distraction thing is kind of neat. I don't think it should work in the way that it does. It should last a minute and give them saves. But like, I think that's a strong part of it. It is a rogue that wants to nuke someone with debuffs until they die. It seems to be the core identity of this class is you take damage over time and debuffs, you fumble around on the ground and then you die. I think the idea of that class, like the core, like the meat and potatoes of it, which is what I would argue is like the core concepting. It works and it's good. But as with all things, especially early on, yeah, I think the un-5e things are replacing features. It's like, expertise is already like really good, and replacing it with an objectively worse version of expertise is, it's like, no, like, just don't add this ability and let them keep expertise. These count as a flavor ability. It's one of the only ones that rogues get that shouldn't be replaced with anything. There is no subclass in the game. There is nothing in the game that replaces an ability with something else. That just isn't done, because why, you know, what, and the attitude with 5th edition, I would argue all design, is that why would I pick something when it makes me lose the things I already have to gain their maybe worse things? Why would I do that? Why would I be a kobold and suffer -2 to dexterity, or to strength even, when I can just not do that? I can pick literally any other race that doesn't have -2 to its stats. I'd say that's variant feature. That's different. That's very different. That's a you choose this or you choose this. Whereas this is a 3rd level thing that replaces your level 1 abilities, which is just a big no-no. It doesn't improve your level 1 abilities. It doesn't provide you with an alternative option at level 1. It just goes, no, you don't have those anymore. Here are some new abilities, when that's not what subclasses do. Subclasses give you new stuff. They don't take away the stuff you already had and replace it with slightly worse stuff. Though Hidden Arsenal is quite good, like power-wise, but again, like most people are gonna go, well, I lose expertise. I guess I'll just pick Assassin instead. You know, if they want to fulfill that like assassination fantasy and they see that this one takes away their features, then they're gonna go ill and just pick Assassin instead. Yeah, no, it's not a variant. No, the variants are fine. I think they're kind of clunky and weird, and it's WotC's kind of it's WotC's. I think this part of it, like, just give them these abilities as normal. Like Hidden Arsenal, I think both of these are kind of redundant. I don't think they're necessary. Hidden Arsenal seems to be the core of the class. Sort of cut the mastery of the weapons thing, just let them just do it with their sneak attack. You do sneak attack to someone, they take extra damage over time. They have this many number of they have this many uses of it per day or per short rest. Oh, also small and medium weapons, another thing, by the way. It would just be like, again, if you were to tie this with sneak attack, you would be able to avoid all of that. It would just be when you do sneak attack and you follow the normal parameters of how you do sneak attack, and then you get this extra thing if you want it. This is, again, like giving people feats is not really a thing. And again, they don't get things at level 5 or at level 7. Cut this, level 9, cut this because it overlaps with Assassin. I've spoken a fair amount about this. You know, it should last a minute, have save, to end it at the end of each of their turns, so it affects them for at least one round. I would personally cut this because I think you just sort of point at the Tarrasque and go, okay, the fight is over because you're paralyzed for 3 rounds. You are dead. If you paralyze someone for 3 rounds, they'll be dead by the end of round 2. And being able to just kind of do that for free is insane. Even if it's the poison and paralyzed things where like everything is immune to it, there's still going to be the one thing that isn't. And any kind of class design that limits how the DM can run their game is generally not great. Goring, I think, like this, sort of either 13th or 17th level, whichever it ends up going in, should just be, you remember your Hidden Arsenal feature, like your core subclass feature? It's better now, instead of here is a feature that is Hidden Arsenal again, sort of. It's yeah, I don't know. But either way, I'll say I'm gonna take a break here, because I want to do a reading of the Magic story. I'm not sure how well it's going to go, mostly just because I've not done a live reading of anything before, but I think it should be fun, even if it isn't all that. But that's all good, it's all good, don't worry about it. I say I do stuff like this on here all the time. Like, on a Monday, I do a 2-hour stream from like 5 BST to 7 BST. It would start an hour from now on Monday and finish 2 hours after that. Where I make my own homebrew and occasionally critique other people's stuff. But yeah, I'll say if people want to head off now, that's all good. Not everybody's interested in the Magic story. That's not a problem. But I want to read it. I'm gonna probably be gone for about like 5-10 minutes whilst I like set up you know, like change the stream title and shit like that, like restart the recording and all of that shit. I'm not sure how well it's going to go. Probably going to get myself a drink as well, because I'm going to need to... I've been talking non-stop for the past, like, 15-20 minutes. Oh, wait, hang on, actually. I didn't actually write the Angela's notes. That's fine. I'll do that on my own time. That's not a big deal at all. That's not a problem. Either way, for those... I say, no, that's all good. It's all good. If folks got to head off now, or aren't all too interested in Magic storyline, like, that's fine. I'm not bothered. I'll be streaming again tomorrow afternoon. I'm just playing like some Pokemon. It's just something I do in my free time. And on Monday I'll be doing some more homebrew stuff, and I'll be doing more of like what I was doing earlier on, like this. I'll be doing a whole bunch of this during the week just to force me to work. So yeah, that's that. I'll be back in probably about 10 minutes or so. So yeah, thanks folks for sticking about. Maybe see you around.